Hey everyone, welcome back to Kae&Sky. Again, I am Skylar and welcome back, and if this is your first time, thank you for watching. Today I'm going to be showing you this look right here. This is just a very easy everyday look that anybody can do. It takes literally 5 to 7 minutes and it's so easy. You could just use any products that you already have at home. You don't need to buy anything else. I'm using mostly drugstore products in this video. And so yeah, I hope you enjoy, and please subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And like the video if you would like to see more videos like this. And so yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I always like to do before I start putting my makeup on is I use this moisturizer from MAC. This is the mineralized charged water. It's a moisturizer gel. I like using this one just because it's not as thick and it is water-based, so it doesn't make my skin oily. I feel like thicker and ones that are not water-based make my skin just like feel oily more throughout the day, and so I like to use this one. I usually put it on before I go to bed, and then also right before I apply my makeup, just so I can hydrate my skin and then get rid of any like dry patches. So I like to just apply this just to give me some moisture. I usually always try to start with a primer. Sometimes I forget, but if I'm going to be out like for a while, like for a long day, I always put a primer on, and it just helps with your pores also, so like the makeup doesn't seep into your pores as much as if you wouldn't use a primer. So this is the Maybelline Master Prime. It's a blur and a smooth primer. So I put this on my hand, and then I will put it like where I have the biggest pores, which is like right here on my cheeks and my nose, and I also have some on my chin. I put some there, and then the rest I'll just dab throughout the face, and I'll just rub it in. And like also I try to pat here so it pats it into the pores instead of just wiping it over them. So after that is done, and it feels a little tacky, but that's okay, it's supposed to feel like that. And so I go in with this L'Oreal Magic Skin BB cream. This is like one of the best BB creams I've found from the drugstore. It's in the shade medium. It's for it primes, corrects, hydrates, and perfects. And it comes out like white like this, but then once you like rub it into the skin, it changes color and it changes into like a medium tone. So on an everyday basis, I don't want to do a full coverage look, and so I'll just use this BB cream. Just give me a little bit more of a base and like an even tone across the face without taking on so much makeup. So that's why I like to use this one. Pretty much, I use this probably. Sorry, I use this. Oh shoot, I use this about every day. If I'm not wearing like foundation, this is what I'll use. So yes, so I'll just put this like in little dots, like around the face. Sometimes I like to just like draw little things when I'm bored. In the morning I'll like draw flowers or something, but obviously that's not necessary. So I'll just put this. So I'll use this pretty much as like a foundation, but it's just really, really lightweight, and it really does not feel like you have any makeup like on your face. And obviously you're going to be able to see through it because it's not full coverage, so you'll still be able to see like obviously all my moles and stuff, which I'm fine with that. So I'm going to blend it out with the Morphe M439 brush, and just buff that in all across, and you can see how it's like turns into a little color. It doesn't stay white. So I'll just buff that in the skin, bring it down my neck just a little bit. I apologize, I'm a little sick right now. So yeah, I'll take this, just make sure it's all buffed in and there's no like white streaks. It's just a nice base, you know, nothing crazy for an everyday. If I'm going to work or if I'm just going to school, like I'm not going to do a crazy thing. So I just do that, and then if you do have little blemishes, you can always just spot conceal and just go over it with concealer, just to give you a little extra coverage. So yeah, so next I will do some concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Light. So I'll just go under the eyes like this. I don't like to put it all the way up to my lash line. I learned this trick from Desi. She said just to put it like right under, not completely under the lash line, so that it doesn't cake as much. So you don't put so much product right under there, because that's where you would be most likely to crease. And so instead of putting it right under there, when you blend it out with your beauty blender, you kind of can just bring it up instead of applying it directly to that area. So I'll just dab it out, put it a little bit on my eyelids. Okay, and then if there is still like the darker circles under my eyes, I like to use this Sephora concealer. This is in the shade Peach Light, and I'll just put this like right in like where it's the darkest, because it's kind of an orangey color. It has an orange undertone, and so that's going to cancel out the darkness of your under eyes. And so I like to do that if they are looking a little dark, and so then I just pat that in. If you see a little bit of the orange still there, you can just put a little bit of this one back on the Maybelline, just to hide the orange a little bit. Okay, so now that we have our base done, I will then use my RCMA translucent powder to set the under eyes, and also just to like maybe set the rest of the face as well. And I'll be using the e.l.f. I don't know I think this is the e.l.f. blush brush, but I use it as my powder brush. And so I'll just, this container, I mean, I'm sure you've heard this is just so hard to work with. It doesn't have like, it's just not practical. Like RCMA really needs to rethink their packaging. So I just kind of dip this in there, and then I kind of like dust off the excess, and then I'll just put this right under the eye. And also like on the lid, because I put the concealer on the lid. A lot of powder. And then I'll just maybe just dust this around on the rest of the face, just to set everything else. So yeah, nothing crazy. And then I'm not gonna bake for that long, and so then I'll just take this. This is another e.l.f. brush, the e.l.f. Professional Total Face Brush. It's really soft, and I just come in and I just wipe off all of the excess powder. So next, I will take Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer. So I'll use my e.l.f. Brush. I don't know what this one is what's called, but it's just e.l.f. So since it's just an everyday look, I'm not going to do like a heavy contour or anything. This is more just like to bronze up the face and to give you a little bit of definition in the cheekbones. So I'm not going to contour like crazy. Like I'm not going to sculpt out my cheekbones or anything. I'm just going to dust this like on my cheeks, on my temples, and above my head, and like a little bit down my neck. And then also, if it's not really giving me what I want, I will go in with this e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. bronzer palette, but I also have the blush palette, and so I just like popped them out and made like my 2 favorite blushes and my 2 favorite bronzers to use. And so I'll just go in with like a mixture of these two, and then like dust off, and then just go right here just to give it a little bit more depth and a little more color. Be sure to always tap off the excess so that when you put your brush, because when you don't tap it off, like you can see there's like a lot of product on it, so if you were just put that straight on your face, it would be harder to blend out, you know what I'm saying? So if you tap off the excess, then you can just evenly distribute it throughout your cheeks and your face, and so that's what I like to do. So I mean, nothing too serious, just like a bronzy look. While we're here with the bronzer, I'm gonna do my eyes really quick, because what I do on my easy makeup days is I just use like a bronzer as my crease. So you don't have to do this step, but I just like to have a little bit of definition in my crease, just to give it like a little color. And so I'll probably just take like these two, and then I'll just buff this in the crease. This is a Morphe M441 brush, and so I'll just do that and just put it in the crease and just buff it in there, and just to give your crease a little bit of definition and to give your eyes a little bit of shape, just so they're not like bare. This is also a very good brush to do that with. It's like fluffy and it's tapered a little bit, so you can get into the crease, but then it also distributes the product like around your eye as well. If you have a smaller eyelids, I would consider the M433, because it is smaller and it's more tapered. Also, sometimes I also go in with like the Jouer bronzer. This is their bronzer in Sunswept, and I'll just put that because it's more of an orange toned. If I want to just give a little bit more, I'd put that in the crease as well. You want most of the product on the outer corner of your eye, but once all the product is pretty much off, you can just like blend it in a little bit, because you don't want a lot of product on this side. You want to make your eyes look more awake, and so you want the most of the product on the edges of your eye, on the corners of your eye, to make you look more awake. So that's what I do. it's very simple, and it's one brush and one bronzer. Even though I use two bronzers, but you just need one bronzer. So that's it for the eyes. And just a little something. If you want to give a little definition to also the bottom of your eye, just the bottom lash line, just give it some love, and put the bronzer right here on the outer corner of your lower lash line, just to give it the shape that you would like. And then I'll go on to some blush. I'll either use these two that are in this palette, or I'll use the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Mellow Wine. So I'll just take that on this Morphe Y11 brush, and I'll just put it on the brush, tap off the excess of course, and then just put this on the cheeks and drag it back a little bit towards your temple. Make sure it doesn't go too high though. Just want a little flush of color on your cheeks, nothing too crazy or too pink, just a little. You want it to look like natural pinky cheeks. So I'll do that. And then for highlight, I'll go in with my Ofra Beverly Hills highlighter. And for highlight, honestly, you just want just a little bit on your cheekbones. And so I'll take this Morphe R36 brush, and then I'll just put it probably in this color and the purple, maybe just like a little bit, and then make sure you tap all of it off, tap most of it off, because you don't want that much. You just want it to look like an inner glow. And so I'll put that just a little bit on my cheekbones. I'll dust some on my nose, and then down the bridge of my nose, just like that. And then just some right here. You just want to give yourself a natural glow. Next is my eyelashes. So I usually give my eyelashes a curl. This is from Amazon. I got this. It's a rose gold eyelash curler. I've recently started using eyelash curlers again. Just a backstory. I used these one time, I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and I would curl my eyelashes, and I had them on my eyelashes, and then I twitched, and all of my lashes on the corner of my eye were pulled out. I had literally no eyelashes right here, and so it pretty much traumatized me. And so recently I've gained the courage back to start using them again, and I mean, they do work well. I just have to be really careful with them. And so I'll just give my eyelashes, and be careful not to pinch your eyelid, because that hurts. So just give them a little curl. I'll take my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is a little sample I got in one of my Ipsy bags. Then I'll just apply that to my lashes. This mascara does a nice job of keeping them curled longer than if you weren't to use this mascara. I also like the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, but that one just does not keep my eyelashes curled at all. Oh, okay. So just put this one as a base, just put it on, just to keep them curled. I like to take my Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara from L'Oreal, because this one is just, it's really black, and it just keeps them, it just makes them look longer, I feel like, and more full. Not so much chunky, like you don't want them to look clumpy and chunky, but it just makes them look fuller than they actually are. Okay, so then I will take my MAC Studio Chromatic Pencil Crayon. This is in the shade NC15. This is for my waterline. And then also don't forget to coat your bottom lashes. That just enhances the look of your eyes as well. So now the only thing that's left is your lips, and so I like to use MAC Jubilee. It's a luster, and I like this one because it's a very like pinky nude, and it's not so pigmented, so it doesn't look like you actually have lipstick on your lips, and it's just a little more glossy. But another option is this one from MAC called Sophisto. This is also a luster, and it's kind of sheer, but it has a more purple it has a more purple tone, and it's a little more glittery. So just for the sake of today's video, I'm going to apply Jubilee to the lips. There's really no need to line your lips for this one, just because it is very light and sheer, and if it does bleed or you do mess up a little bit, you can barely see it, and it's easy just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, that concludes this makeup look. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and like if you did like this look. Let me know any other look that you would like me to do, or anything else you would like to see from me. And so yeah, just thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it, and until next time, bye!